What's up everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I was planning to do a stem cutting and I thought I will share the journey of stem cutting with you guys because it was a crazy roller coaster ride when I had started with stem cuttings, because as I said, those days I did not have a lot of information about succulents. It was very difficult to understand their growing conditions. I did not have my soil in place and I did not know anything about callousing the succulents or drying the stem after they are cut. So here I will be cutting these Graptosedum ghosty because I'm planning to make an arrangement and I want to propagate some more. They have a very evident stem on them, so I can do a cutting. Now this is not called as stretching. This is a very regular pattern with Graptosedum. They are more like trailing succulents, so as and when they start to grow, they start getting a longer stem. So before I cut, I will just sterilize the scissor. I usually tend to heat the scissor, but today I'm just going to use some hand sanitizer. I'll wipe it clean, and now let's find a place where we will cut the stem. Now ideally I will cut it a little bit closer to the succulent so that we can have a good set of pups on the remaining stem. So I'm going to cut all three of them. There we go. And you can see we have a good set of stem. These will produce pups, but the most important thing, we have to keep this safe away from any kind of moisture. The same thing goes with these cuttings as well. I will keep them on a dry tray and they are going to be kept in indirect bright light because we do not want to expose them to direct sunlight, otherwise they will get dehydrated. So we have to ensure that they are getting a good amount of light because we do not want them to stretch. At the same time, we will not be offering any direct sunlight because that will dehydrate them. They do not have roots, though they are very well hydrated. All are very stiff. This is another very important part. Before you do any kind of cutting, ensure your succulent is completely hydrated, because the next few days or weeks until the roots appear, we are not going to be watering it. We are going to keep it on a dry surface. Whether you want to keep it on the soil or you can keep it on a dry surface. So the story what I wanted to share is when I had started cutting succulents, it was such a difficult task for me because one, as I said, I did not have the right type of soil mix. I used to keep them in red soil and I did not know that you have to dry the stem before you put them back into the soil. So I used to skip that callus part and I used to take the cutting and put it directly into the soil. And what used to happen, after 3 or 4 days, the stem used to start to turn black in color. Like here you can see it's very fresh. So this portion used to turn dark in color, and then I used to cut it again put it back into the soil, again it is to turn dark, and it used to reach to a point wherein there was no stem left, and I did not know what to do with this. But one day what happened is I had done a cutting and I think somebody had come to my place, some guest had come to my place. I had done the cutting and had kept it near the windowsill. And I remember it was the winters, somebody had come home. I completely forgot about those cuttings and it was kept at the windowsill. And probably after a week or maybe 2 weeks, I noticed that there were some small tiny pink dots on that. And I thought probably those are pups at that point of time. I did not know about aerial roots. So I still left it over there. I didn't do much. And after a week, I noticed that those yellow dots turned into very long strings, which now I know that they were aerial roots. They were dark pink in color because they were exposed to a lot of light. And at that point of time, I didn't realize, or I didn't put much thought in that you have to dry the cut part. And the next time again, when I had done a stem cutting of another succulent, I did the same mistake. I took it and I put it back into the soil and it started to rot. And it took me a while to understand what exactly was happening, because at times you just don't know what's happening with succulents, especially when you do not have a lot of knowledge about succulents. And then I thought probably that windowsill is a place that is like a miracle place where succulents tend to start to generate roots. So after that, whenever I tend to do any kind of cuttings, I used to take the succulents and I used to keep it at that windowsill and they used to root, and that became like a regular thing for me, doing a cutting and keeping it near the windowsill. So I started doing a lot of cuttings and I started keeping it at that windowsill, thinking probably there is some kind of magic happening over there. While I put the succulents into the soil, they rot, but when I keep it near that windowsill, that particular location, they start to root. I still did not have an idea that this is a process called as drying the stem or letting it callus. I still had no clue about it. It is much later I realized that this is a process. So this was a very ongoing process and it started working out really well. So you can see how things have progressed over the years, but now that I know that this process is very important, it is called as the callus process, which is very, very important. Again, depends upon the environment and climate. Some people do not callus, they directly put it into the soil. Probably it's because of the climate, but I'm from a tropical environment, so of me putting them directly into the soil, high chances of them getting rotted. So to be on the safer side, I have started to let them dry, and in fact I let them even air root and then put them into the soil. So this has been working out really well for so many years and I have been continuing to do that. This was the story. As they say, I was trying my best. I was not able to understand why the stems are getting rotted every time that I cut them and I put them into the soil. I was not getting any answers, but they say that at times the universe also tends to help you out. So probably that was like a help from the universe, that at that point of time when I did the cutting, somebody came, I opened the door and I completely forgot about the cuttings that I had done and had left them at the windowsill. So probably that was kind of the universe giving me a direction to what to do when I was completely clueless. That's about it. I will keep them aside. Of course, I will make an update video as in when they start to air root and when I'm going to put them into the soil. I know I have made this video earlier, but a lot of people who are connecting with me now will get a idea of how this process works. So both of these are going to be kept in indirect bright light, away from any kind of moisture or water, because we have to let these callus. So that's about it, guys. I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button, and if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe and keep propagating.